In this video, I'm going to show you how to simply and easily solve a 2x2 Rubik's Cube using the beginner's method. This method consists of 3 steps. First, complete one side. Next, orient the rest of the pieces so that the top color is facing up. Last, permute the pieces on the top side to complete the cube. In this video, I'll be showing you some algorithms, so you will need to know notation. If you don't, I have a notation tutorial you can use. The link for that is in the description. The first step is completing one side. This step is fairly intuitive, but I will be showing you some helpful techniques. Also, I'd recommend being color neutral, which means that you don't start with a particular color. That way, you're less limited and you'll be able to take advantage of lucky scrambles more often. Start by putting 2 pieces together to form a small block. It's not uncommon for a block to already be made. After you decide what color you're doing, in this case I'm doing yellow, find another one of the corners of that color. If it's on the bottom, like this one, you can align it so that with a 2 move, it will go into place. If a piece is on the front like this, you can do an F, D, F prime to put it in. If it's on the right like this, you can do an R prime, D prime, R to put it in. As you practice, you'll find new ways to make efficient layers. The next step is to orient the last layer. There's 8 possible cases. The first is a skip. It's possible the pieces could already be oriented. In that case, move on to the next step. The first case that requires an algorithm is the soon. With this case, one of the pieces is already oriented and the rest need to be rotated clockwise. The algorithm for this case is R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. The next case is the similar anti-soon, where one piece is oriented and the rest need to be rotated counterclockwise. Hold this case so that the already oriented piece is in the back right. The algorithm for this case is R, U2, R prime, U prime, R, U prime, R prime. The next case is the U case, where 2 pieces are already oriented and the other 2 are headlights on the left. The alg for this case is F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. The next is the T case, which again has 2 pieces already oriented, but the headlights are going off on the sides. The alg for this case is R, U, R prime, U prime, R prime, F, R, F prime. Next is the L case, where 2 diagonal pieces are oriented and the topside color on this piece is facing you. The alg for this case is F, R, U prime, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, F prime. Here we have the pi case, where no corners are oriented and we have headlights on the left. The alg for this case is F, R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. And lastly, we have the H case, where no pieces are oriented and we have headlights in the back and the front. The alg for this case is R2, U2, R, U2, R2. The final step to solving the 2x2 is permuting the last layer. There's 3 possible cases. The first is a skip. It's possible that the pieces may already be permuted. You may have to do a U move to complete the cube, and that's it. The first case that requires an alg is the adjacent swap. To complete this case, hold the bar on the left and use the T-perm alg from 3x3, which is R, U, R prime, U prime, R prime, F, R2, U prime, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, F prime. An alternate alg that can be used for this case is the JA perm alg from 3x3. Hold the bar facing you and do R prime, U, L prime, U2, R, U prime, R prime, U2, L, R, U prime. The last case is the diagonal swap. For this case, you can use the Y-perm alg from 3x3, which is F, R, U prime, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, F prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, R prime, F, R, F prime. You could also do an alternate alg for this case that's less moves. This alg goes R, U prime, R prime, U prime, F2, U prime, R, U, R prime, D, R2. After the PLL algorithm, you may have to do an AUF to finish the cube, and that's it. I hope this video was helpful. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!